make it for today. And we are live. So awesome. So and the winner is me. And the winner is me basically. So that's pretty unfortunate, guys. It's been a nice farmer soul for you. So see you again the next week. But with that being said, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do 25 seconds, one winner, and okay, I'm gonna do 4 times bigger prize pool, which means 2 winners, 10k DFL. That's what I do. That's what I do. If I win again, maybe I gotta do like 8 times bigger then. They're gonna be like, yeah, pretty big one. So now we're doing 20k DFL giveaway. So if you win, you get 10k DFL. But like there are 2 winners. If you wanna get the higher prize pool, then you should definitely not enter the game, the raffle. And unfortunately, that's not me. But fortunately enough, we got really amazing winners. Wei and Locke, also pretty amazing people. Congrats, Locke and Wei. You got 10k DFL as well. And yeah, she did it again. She thought she's being jealous, but like that's how the Zeke bot works, right? That's not me. With that being said, I guess we can start with the questions. But like what I would tell you guys, I'm not sure how many of you were joined in the yesterday's community event, but like once again, I have repeated this several times, but I believe yesterday we did 70k DFL giveaway within the community events. Like we played several different mini games. We did several nice stuff like the Stumble Guys. We did the Smash Cards. Like we had like I guess like fun for 2 years. I'm like not 2 years, for 2 hours, and it was pretty cool. So I guess we can do something like we're gonna be doing that, something like that every single week. When PvP is out, that's gonna be even more fun. Like when shooting PvP is out, when fishing PvP and harvester PvPs are out, well, that's when the real fun starts, because we're gonna be able to actually do those kind of challenges and the events and everything in our game, and incentivize you guys to play and do the tournaments and do all the cool stuff. So that's the thing. And yeah, we're gonna be doing those community events on the weekends as well going forward. Maybe not this week. Like we're gonna be having a talk with the mods, but we're gonna be able to do that the next weekend at least. I'm actually reading that people cannot really hear me. Is that the problem with everyone? Or you guys can hear me? I was muted. Okay. Because like several people actually told that. Yeah, it's kind of weird because yeah, several actually, like I believe there were 3 people saying there was no audio, so I had to check. So yeah, that's about the community event. And on the other side, when we will be having a Plaka Dash, there's also another community event that we're gonna be having. The PvP is also that we're gonna be bringing like mini game challenges and everything. So yeah, the future is bright. That's what I can say, and that's pretty cool. Like the one thing that DeFi Island was missing and still is missing to this day is that is the kind of socializing element where you guys can compete against each other than the leaderboard. And I believe like the PvPs and like all the Alpaca Dash and everything can solves that really well. So so yeah, that's a thing. So okay, Enrico was in the Zoom meeting, so that's what he was referring to. And we are working pretty hard to deliver the nice experiences on that side, that you can guys have fun on the PvP and like the multiplayer side. So yeah, hopefully you will guys love that. So with that being said, I'm gonna scroll to the top of the questions and with the first amazing question: when pig? The pig is the never-ending question, and that's the reason as well. Like we will not bring pig because then like when pig question will go away. So that's a cool thing about that. Pig will be pig all the time. The king pig king. Mr. Happy, when we will know how seasons will work in the future, and it's subject to change. So yeah, about the seasons, like I can tell you how it will work. So it's gonna be 3 month seasons as of now. So it will be quarterly, basically summer, autumn, winter, and spring seasons. And it's gonna be starting. It will be going for 3 months, and after each leaderboard, like as soon as the like as soon as the season is finished, the new one will start. But we might do like a 2 weeks kind of off season that people can relax and just we're gonna be having just the fun time and fun vibes, so that not to be all the time stressed to compete for the leaderboards. But after 2 weeks, the new season will start, and it will be automatic. So whenever the season is done, you will be getting the rewards of these leaderboards automatically. We're gonna be having these like NFT prizes and everything distributed to you instantly, so they're not gonna be like team kind of deciding what to do, when to do, when the free resource will be to kind of send the rewards and those stuff. So everything will be automatic. So that's what we're also creating. And yeah, the timeline as of now is like what we have for the season is 3 months. I do believe 3 months is a really nice time for the season. And we'll see if it needs to be changed. We can change, like enlarge that or kind of shorten that a bit. But I do believe 3 months is really nice amount. About the royalties, about Gen Zeros. So the reason you're asking is to kind of, for example, get the royalties from Gen Zeros, use the royalties from that to buy Goldie and DFL, buy back, and then just provide the LP for those coins. But the problem is that there's not a huge volume as of now, so that's also like why we are not really forcing and going for this solution as of now, like aggressively, because there is not that huge volume that will potentially help TFL or Goldie in LP, in liquidity, or on the price impact. That's what we see like from the analytics, that like there are just like, for example, per month like several SOL kind of revenue from the royalties coming. So that's like, sorry guys, there's just something like really loud car passing by. Yeah, they actually love this loud cars in here, unfortunately. And as summer is coming, it's getting even more of them are going out. So yeah, that's like why we're not really forcing the royalties on Gen Zero as of now. But like, I agree that whenever the time is right, we will be doing that. We will be having an in-game system for renting, so players can stake their NFTs, so they are open and available for newcomers. Yeah, I mean, once again, I'm actually repeating this a lot, but the thing is that whenever we have some ideas, we have to choose. Give me a sec, guys. Just give me a sec. So yeah, I'm back. There's like, whenever we have to do some kind of new feature, we always gonna have to think like what we can do now from the least, and then kind of rank from the perspective of like what would be the best from the outcome perspective, and then do that, right? So I guess like I agree, Mr. Happy, that the renting in game, like with a simple UI and really nice, easy to kind of rent an NFT, and also to just, for example, that you can put your NFTs, take your NFT, and then you get the money and everything, for the newcomer as well. Just with one click, get an NFT for like 0.0 point something SOL. That's great. But that takes a lot of time to build, like, because we have to build the UI, we have to build our own renting system, we have to test it, we have to audit that and everything, which takes time as well as money. On the other side, what we can do is like we have a Cardinal Labs, and like slightly with the worst UX, we have a renting as of now. So instead of, for example, spending for example 2 months and some kind of money on the audit to launch that, we prefer to, for example, develop the Alpaca Dash and deliver that to you 2 months before. Or we prefer to kind of develop Alpaca Run game and launch that as XNFT, or improve something kind of existing gameplay, PvP and everything. So I wish that we could like develop everything at the same time. If we had the resource, I agree 100% with your comment that like going for that would be amazing. But like as of now, we prefer to go for PvP and the mini games. That and Alpaca Dash, of course. But yeah, I agree. One thing about DeFi and that app that I actually want to say is that we're planning to revamp the entire website the way that everything is combined at the same place. So for example, you can see the staking, play the game, renting as well as the Medium, Twitter, basically everything to be at the same page. I'm like I said, website, but like with different pages, because as of now, if you go to defi.land.app, it's kind of hard to find everything. It's like we have a hyperlinks, we have some information there as well, but it's kind of hard to basically find the staking, LP staking sometimes for the people. Also, it's kind of hard to find the marketplace and everything. It's like it was different visuals with different kind of UI and everything. So we're going to be combining them all at the same place. So it feels nice to navigate and really easy for the noobs as well to find everything they want to learn about DeFi land. About Alpaca Run. So about Alpaca Run, we have this week actually we did the first testing of the multiplayer from the lobbies. Basically, so we actually tested the entire flow of the game. Like when you go into the game, you join the lobby, you get logged in, and then you run. And it worked pretty well. Like there are definitely some bugs that we're gonna be fixing. There are some kind of visual things that we're gonna be improving and everything. But like it works well, and that was something that pretty big achievement, I would say. And we just did that experiment on Wednesday and Thursday. And today we're fixing that, and we're going to be fixing some stuff. Also from the visual perspective, sometimes like on the low graphics, it's not really beautiful as like, for example, the images that we shared on the internet, on the Twitter, on the Discord. So it's like the highest graphics, right? Like the lightning and the shadows and everything is the highest graphic. So we are also trying to kind of make nice visuals for low graphics, so that it doesn't really feel really ugly. So we are gonna be working on that. Also, so as you guys know, just to kind of give you about animations, there are three main speeds that Alpaca is running. The one is whenever he's resting, so he's recovering energy. Second is running, like the jogging kind of running, and third is the sprinting. So like. It's that some people say that it's just three animations, just build three animations and go with it. But the problem is that we actually already have 22 different animations. And because there are so many different kind of combinations that, for example, you're running, but you're sprinting, but in winter, on ice, and it's raining, you need a specific animation for that. Whenever there's a desert, and your alpaca is recovering from energy, it's a specific kind of animation. Also, for example, whenever your alpaca is transferring from resting to running phase, you also you need to have a middle animation where you just kind of, so the transformation from one animation to a second animation feels smooth. Like all those kind of small details that doesn't really unprofessionalized cannot really see, that like takes a lot of time as well, like this tweaking and smoothing and perfecting everything so that the game feels nice. Because like if the game was just like a action game, maybe it would not be that vital. But like as it's like you are spectating and you're just like looking at your alpaca, if the alpacas are not really well built, well animated, and like not really beautiful to watch, then it will be really bad, because you're always watching alpacas and you're always watching the environment. So those two aspects have to be beautiful as well as really smooth, because if it's not gonna be, once again, it will be really bad for people to watch. So we are kind of building this entire system, then kind of going into cycles, kind of going through everything, redefining everything, and just making sure that the game looks fine, and not fine, but great. So that's what are we going for. When will season 2 start? So with the Alpaca Dash kind of thing, well, actually we had a talk about this starting this week, that we might, as soon as the PvP of the shooting game is done, we might get like those game developers to prepare everything for Alpaca season 2. Not Alpaca, DeFi Land season 2, to launch even it's before Alpaca Dash, because I guess as of now, if you are not if you are DeFi and Gen 0 NFT holders, even though you can earn gold, even though you can play the game still and everything, and also we have team challenges and everything, there is not a leaderboard kind of thing going, right? Which actually is really incentivizing, and leaderboard is the main thing that people were competing for, right? So it's gonna not really active times for Gen 0 holders. And also, like, even though lots of things are in development, I get that there should be some more activity on the existing game kind of side. So because of that, we decided that maybe before even Alpaca Dash, we get the people, like several game devs and the UI guy, to work on the season 2, like whatever we need for that. For example, like the changing of the how everything works, the seasons, automatization, the repairs, the body attribute upgrade cost, and boosts and everything, and launch that within before the Alpaca Dash. So that's what we have in mind. Like, that's what we actually talked about this week, and we'll see if we get the resource. Hopefully, we get the resource, and we'll see how everything goes. We'll update you guys in coming weeks. So the next week we have, like at the end of the next week, in 7-8 days, basically, we have another testing event for our shooting game, which already should have a matchmaking where you, for example, click the play now, you get into the matchmaking, you have a timer, then like you get the UI that you want to accept the match or reject the match, you get into the lobby, and then you guys start to shoot against each other, and then like you guys get the rewards and everything, whoever wins. So that should be already ready by the end of the next week, and then it will be left the UI and the animations and everything. So hopefully in the June the PvP should be ready. And if the PvP is ready, that plus, but just for shooting, that's what I'm saying. Even though we have built the PvP system for everything, like PvP system is general thing, and even though we can generalize that to the fishing and the harvesting, it still will take some time because we need to build a specific PvP gameplay for shooting. For harvester and the fishing as well. So because of that, we might go and launch with just shooting PvP and then the other mini games for PvP, and also add some season 2 changes and launch the season 2 in the summer. For example, in July, in the mid of July, that would be like really great time, and we'll see how that goes. What can you share about the changes in upgrading Gen 0? Also, the costs and like how the costs can calculate it will be changed for sure, as well as the leveling system will a bit change. I'm going to share more as we going to be preparing the Medium articles and everything about that. And the seasons will also kind of have some kind of connection with the levels and everything. So that's a pretty big one, I would say, because with every season we want to make something. So we want to balance the game the way that, like, based on the season, your NFTs change a little bit as well. You have to be always in shape. So we don't want to just have just one season and like everything is based on that, and like no matter the next season everyone is the best, are always the best because they did something good one time. So but yeah, it also doesn't mean that we're gonna be like decreasing the levels or anything that you have upgraded. So we will be sharing more soon. When will the mobile version of DeFi be available? So about the mobile version, so mobile version is pretty much as of now in a waiting position, where we are waiting for the Solana dApp Store kind of approval, and they're testing as well. And once again, so everyone is expecting the DeFi and mobile alpha to be like and it's a pre-alpha. It's not a beta or alpha. It's pre-alpha basically. It's just, once again, it's just a demonstration that it works. So whenever you download the game, whatever there will be is like you're gonna get the generation of the password. You're gonna get the UI. You're gonna get the visuals of your land. You will see like the houses and the environment. You will be able to plant some seeds, but like those seeds are not LP seeds or anything at all, and you'll be able to harvest those. Then you will be able to plant again, sell those, and get the milk from the cow and everything, like the little playable loop. And that's it basically, and you have a nice UI, the sound, the music, and everything. So it's mainly about just the showing that it's being built, because like as of now, we're just the one game developer working on that, and as you guys know, we just have 6 game developers. So like we cannot like Alpaca on Alpaca Dash, we have 3 working, and we have 2 on the PvP also working. So that's all we have as of now, right? So we have we're working on that. So that pre-alpha version hopefully will be ready in the June or July. I'm like, it's ready. We're waiting for the Solana App Store get approval, and they're testing as well, and just get the feedback and also align the marketing campaign with them. We're gonna be also doing a specific Saga kind of airdrop like the Kleinosaurus did with the launch of the new minigame on the mobile, but like it will be something different. It's not gonna be like but it will be playable characters for the game. So we'll be sharing more about that as well, about the vision soon, like as it was the time comes. And about the skins, so skins are also like the system is built like for the skins. I guess you're referring for the skins for the buildings that we have, like for example house, laboratory, market, and everything. So those skins will be released, I guess after the alpha version. So I guess like after the season 2 launches. So the functionality of the skins are already built, and the skills are working. Skins is already built, and it works fine. But we don't have any UI or like any like how should user access that. So we also have to design that and then implement that. So it's like not yet as of now being prioritized. But like once the season 2 launches, then we're gonna be prioritizing that as well. Thanks for the question, Enrico. When Bitcoin Ordinals? So about the Bitcoin Ordinals, the reason why didn't we launch already the Bitcoin Ordinals is that we're gonna be going for Bitcoin Ordinals after in the summer. The reason it's in the summer is that we think that with Medlet's partnership, XNFTs, Solana App Store, and the mobile Saga phone kind of partnerships and everything. And also, like, we're gonna be going on Asset Dash. We're gonna be having our own quizzes. We're gonna be having some other reports by Cointelegraph and everything this summer. That everything that I just mentioned will be everything in the summer. So with all those, we're hoping to get a bit of more of the exposure, so more people know about us and everything. And then going for Bitcoin Ordinals will be better, because like if we launch a Bitcoin Ordinals now, there is not much exposure about the DeFi and the alpacas as of now. So we think that we can amplify that with all those news and then use that exposure to launch the Bitcoin Ordinals for alpacas. But like the way it's gonna work is that you guys will be the main people who can mint that Bitcoin Ordinals, Bitcoin Ordinal alpacas. They will be like, all of them will be pretty beautiful. Like there will not be any one of those like really naked or anything. It will be both babies and grown ones, and it will be like the supply will be really, really small. We haven't yet decided how many it will be, but yeah, that's how it's gonna work. And we're gonna be doing the raffles for those, and we're gonna be doing some activities for those. So yeah, that's how it's gonna work. What we have, then we had, that's not a farmer soul without Erwin winning. That's true. Then there was the thing that people could not really hear me. Here we are. How common NFTs would compete with legendary NFTs? So about that, I guess you mean, did you mean Alpaca Dash, or you mean the PvP of the for example, shooting or anything? I guess you can answer my question at the end, and I'll check that out. Oh, so yeah, you mean generator NFTs. So with generator NFTs, how it's gonna work is that we're gonna be having the matchmaking system where like we're gonna be kind of matching somewhat the same kind of NFTs. But before we do that, before we introduce that, I guess it's gonna be just a visual thing. Whenever first we launch the shooting PvP, everyone will be having basically the same damage. Like just to make it to test it out, right? So like if you have a legendary gun or a common gun for a PvP, just for several days in the week, maybe weeks, we're gonna be testing out that. Like for example, if you have a common NFT or legendary NFT, you guys will be able to you'll be fairly playing against each other. so that we see like if the gaming mechanics work or if we love that or not. And whenever there are enough players, we're gonna be going for kind of matching with the same kind of rarities. Like maybe legendary would be matched with epic ones, like we're gonna be kind of grading the score, but like legendary won't be matched with common one because there's a huge difference within the damage for sure. Chemo has a bunch of questions, but hopefully I have already answered several of those. So let's start with the questions. Yeah, I mean Mario Kart is. I'm like I don't. You guys know that I'm pretty realistic guy. I don't really love to BS a lot, and I don't really love to hype the things that should not be hyped the way they are sometimes stated. So people like Mario Kart is one of the best games that gaming has ever seen, and in its genre, I would say it's the best one that humanity has ever created. And there has been a huge studio working on that, and it's huge franchise and everything. So I would not really, even if I was building something like Mario Kart, I would not say it would be the same, because yeah, that's like unrealistic. Like, there is no Web3 game that in any of the 5-year of timeline will have at least 20% of what Mario Kart has done. Like it's not even close. Like I would say no. The answer to that is no. But especially Alpaca Dash is the ideal racing game where you just it's a totally different genre, and we have that experimental genre as well, and we will see how it goes. But like if you want me to kind of compare that to Mario Kart, I guess Alpaca Dash will be nowhere to Mario Kart, but the goal will be to get closer to Mario Kart as much as possible, and with its legacy, with its kind of marks to the generations and everything. But yeah, some might say that I'm not being ambitious enough, but trust me, I have a bunch of ambitions. But like sometimes you have to be realistic, because if you don't set the realistic goals, then those goals turn to be just dreams which you can never achieve, and then you become a loser. So that's like just a quick life lesson as well, that do not set the goals just like the way they are not really achievable. Just start like to get the goals that are small enough, step by step, increase those goals and have a kind of higher goal division. Like just having like that kind of thing, like with this current resource, it's pretty much not really realistic. So yeah, that's what I can say as of now. Can you imagine a racetrack where a cart is required? That could be really cool. You mean the cart? So yeah, I mean, like the cool thing is that with the environment that we're building, like the assets and the camera system and everything, we can easily make a racing game where you can also like yourself control yourself. You're controlling how car goes and everything. So we can potentially, if we see there's a demand, or if there's kind of fit with the, for example, cart, and then there are NFTs that kind of go into the cart and you guys race, we can build that as well, because we're gonna be having like 60% of whatever is needed for that game already, because we are building those stuff for Alpaca Dash. But I do believe, even in the Web3, there are a bunch of different card games. I believe there are like, I know like 5 or 6 card games that are gonna be either live already or will be live this year. So I'm not really sure if we want to go into that and just compete with them, because like they are just focused on that, and like we are also doing a bunch of other stuff. But we'll see. But we'll be able to do that for sure if we decide. Is Alpaca Dash built from the ground up, come with other NFTs, or does it need to be reprogrammed? No, it's in. That's pretty cool thing, that everything that we are building with Alpaca Dash is fully generalized. So if we want to bring a new NFTs, we can bring the new NFTs. The one thing that we will have to do is just to optimize the NFT visuals, so that those will not be like super high texture or high polygon, high quality stuff, and then just animate those. So like those are just the 2 things that we will have to do. Yeah, about the roadmap, I guess the roadmap will be updated once the season, like once we launch something big, that's when we're gonna be updating the roadmap. Because like I don't really want to update the roadmap without first seeing how the stuff that we have planned as of now do. So for example, when we launched the mobile, when we launched the Alpaca Dash or season 2 and all those stuff, like one of those stuff, then and see the result, then we're gonna be adapting the roadmap to those results and change and adapt our vision to that as well. Because as of now, we have a vision, we have some kind of ideas, but like those change all the time. Like whatever vision we had in 2021, I mean, like vision is still the same, 90%, but whatever the goals we had, whatever ideas we had in 2021, those were gone in 2022, and whatever we had in 2022, those were gone in 2023. So you cannot really have those goals always fixed. So you have to adapt. But like the vision, like since the day one of the DeFi Island, the vision has been the same, and the vision has never been more clear than it's today. Like in 2021, it was like somewhat like a blind vision, like we believed mainly without like much seeing that. But as of now, we see and believe. So that's like whenever you see a problem and you see your vision clearly and you believe in that, I guess there's like no one stopping you. So pretty bullish on DeFi Island myself. Is a new website planned for release of Alpaca Dash? Yes, I would say, but like not a specific website. It might be a specific domain like alpacadash.almightyalpacas.com/dash could be a thing, but also it will be playable from the DeFi Island game. You showed that version theme, so it could be DeFi Island. Everything seems to be ready. But yeah, I answered that as well, that from the functionality side, we already have that ready, but like we have not yet built the UI and UI for the users to interact with that. And that's it. Whenever we have a UI, we integrate it to the game, we can launch that. I believe I answered the PvP question as well. What can we expect from version 1.0 of DeFi Island? Well, I've been kind of saying this many times, but PvP is the one thing for the games. Season 2 will be also having optimized seasons every single season, basically, of the calendar year. You're gonna be getting to, you will be able to get the skins as well in the game. You will be able to get the more mini games as well in the game. The revamped system of the upgrades and repairs in the body. So that will be the step number 1. And then we have like a bunch of different ideas, but then we're gonna be seeing what the effect that it will do to the community. Like, is it something that we expected, or is it less? Is it more? And based on that, we're gonna adapt whatever we're gonna be doing next. Because like whenever you go and build blindly, like without kind of observing what the previous stuff that you build did to the community, or what was the engagement, what's the data saying, right? If you don't listen to data, then you make a bunch of dumb decisions that sometimes no one cares about. Because like we have previously also built some features that we thought that would be amazing, but like was not that amazing as we thought. So now we're gonna be analyzing the data. We have we have a huge background in the data analytics and the data science. So why not to utilize that, right? Even though it's a Web3, why not to use the web technology that we have? So that's like why we're being more careful with the approach these days, why we're not rushing the things as we used to rush, because without rushing, you have more resource and time to make the right decisions and kind of commit to the right things to develop. So that's the thing. That's why we're going this way. And cross-chain is also on the way. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have seen, for example, what Aurora did. Like they have this thing called Sync Space, where they call it off-chain plus on-chain kind of integration and everything. And they say that they have they can easily support new chains, and like that's only possible in the Sync Space. Even though I have a huge respect for our Aurora team, as you guys know, we have the same thing as well. Like basically, but it's just not called the Sync Space, right? Whatever we have, like the way you're interacting with the game, like how you play the game, how you get the rewards and everything, that's like off-chain plus off-chain. It's basically exactly the same what the Sync Space is, and the way we're gonna be a little bit cross-chain is the same as well. And I guess we're gonna be going to another chain that they are going to, and it's the cool thing is that it's not about going to the chain. It's just like supporting another chain. And the cool thing about supporting another chain is that it might bring you new liquidity, it might bring you new users, and if you do not have to spend a bunch of resource on that, it's a nice move. So we'll see when the time is right. We're gonna be going for the cross chain as well. How is the mobile game progressing? Yeah, I believe I'll answer this one. As a backpack partner, do you have any idea when the mobile? So yeah. From the backpack, even though I love Tristan and Armani, they were expecting to launch mobile since I guess October 2022. They were expecting to in the winter, then in the spring, in the summer, but that's the thing. Like they had some kind of goals, they had some kind of ideas, but like based on the situation, based on the reality, they changed the shift. They shifted from the goals, right? They adapted to the new reality, and they now have the new goals. Even though they thought that they would launch the mobile in the spring, like the medlets launched, and medlets were pretty huge, amazing success. So they had to focus on that and develop that kind of their utility and everything. Even though they say there's no utility, there is a bunch of utility, right? So that's what they had to do. And as of now, I cannot really answer that, even though it would be really amazing to have a backpack on the mobile. Happy birthday, DeFi, and indeed, and appreciate you, Kimo, for amazing questions and your dedication towards DeFi land. Didn't know there was a car in Paradise Island. Yeah, there are like a bunch of dumb people driving the cars, to be honest, especially on the Fridays and the weekends. See, did you hear, guys? I'm not sure if you hear the one, but yeah, it was pretty loud car as well. Any more utility coming to Gen 1 NFT? Seems like no, those aren't the priority. PvP is a huge utility. That's what I'm gonna say. Additionally, like the Gen Zeros will be also be able to utilize them in the minigame that we're gonna be launching. And also we're gonna be having as we have fusion and forging, we are thinking of something additional thing coming like that, and we're gonna be having like the drops of the mystery boxes of the skins, as well as the skins are also the utility for that Gen Zeros, because like Gen Zero holders will be able to get those skins, and we're gonna be within the mystery boxes. We're gonna be dropping the Gen Zero NFT parts that you can assemble with new NFT with. And yeah, there are like definitely Gen Zeros are still our favorite, and it's that we are not gonna be just giving up on them. That's the thing. DeFi and Battle Royale, that could be fun. That could be a thing. But as of now, for a shooting game, it's not that you guys shooting each other. It's still the same game where you're shooting the obstacles and everything, but I'm like targets. But the cool thing is that you can shoot other people's obstacles as well, and not let them score, so you can score more and everything. So it's like competition, because we didn't really want to. So when we were thinking about PvP of the shooting, we didn't really want to go with like shooting game like the Eve.io or something like BR1 or something like that, because those genre is also already filled with the games with the Web3. So we have a really nice gameplay for the PvP of shooting, so we just went with that. We didn't really want to go with the just hardcore shooting game. What will be the process for 1-of-1 reveal? For the timeline, I would say June. And for the reveal, how you reveal that, it will be revealed. As of now, what we have in mind is that they're not gonna be any specific website or anything like that. It's gonna be either updated automatically on the wallet, or we might be having like the website where you check if today your alpaca was updated or not. So it's might be like not a separate website, but it can be like just a small window which pops on the Almighty Alpaca website, and like for example, you just go every single day. For example, on 15th of June, we say that we are every single day that is left in June, one of your alpacas will be transferring into 1-of-1. And every single day you go there, you click like to check if my alpaca is qualified for the 1-of-1, and if maybe they turn to 1-of-1, and If you're lucky, every single day one of them will turn to one of one. So we might do it that way, or we might just do update your visuals automatically on your wallet, basically. I can't imagine fishing on mobile. Well, it's gonna be basically swiping, like you swipe left, up, like that's and also click like on the buttons. It's not that hard, to be honest, and also holding and everything could be easy as well. But it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be fun as well. So about the actual race of alpaca, the reason why I'm not really showing the footage of the race is that it's not that beautiful as of now. So to show you guys the visuals, I mean, the reason I'm showing the pictures and not the animations and everything of the entire race is that it's not yet blend super good that we want. And if we show that, you might think it's not that great. So we're kind of improving those kind of blending within the animations, the acceleration, the how it flips on the eyes and everything to make it look good. And whenever we think it's good enough, we're gonna be sharing with that. Hopefully, like I believe it will be in several, hopefully max 2 weeks, but we'll see. Royalties for all collections. Do we have any planned collabs? Yeah, about on the collab side, we have like the Mad Lads, like Backpack, Solana Mobile, Asset Dash. What else that is planned? Dialect. We're gonna be launching our stickers there. We have a collaboration also coming with Army of Tactics. You guys know the game, Army of Tactics. That's a new game that is the new Web3 game, which is basically the founders of that game are the founders of Supercell, so of Clash of Clans and all those like the amazing games you know. Those were founded by the same people. So that game actually we're partnering with them. We're gonna be giving you beta codes. So basically they are in closed beta testing right now, and you will be able to play the game, which I have played myself, and it's pretty addictive. I'm gonna say it's a really fun game, and you're gonna feel that it's a Supercell game. Like whenever you play the game, you know that these guys are the same people who made the Supercell games, and this game is really great. So they're gonna be providing the beta codes for our communities for you guys, and I guess the beta testers will also be rewarded by NFT. I'm not sure if the NFT will be like any worth or not. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like the Mad Lad kind of thing, but if for the people who love playing the games on the mobile, that would be a really nice game because I've really enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, that's about the collabs, and we're gonna be adding some more collabs all the time. About card games, can we have an old guessing flip the card match game from DeFi as a free to play the game? Which, yeah, the reason we removed that plus the dark shooting and everything is that it was not really matching stylistically with the game and the visuals that we have as of now. So it was something weird, and like from a game design perspective, if we had that game as of now live, it would be really blend and mixed, and it would not be really professional signal to the people who are enjoying the aesthetics and everything. So even though it was a really fun game itself, having it in DeFi and would not be the great move. Imagine, like what I'm saying is that imagine if in League of Legends you had that game pop up, right? It has like nothing to do with the game, and it has some more different visuals. It has different aim and different goals. So that was the reason why we removed that. If we in the future have some kind of arcade kind of building where like there are some arcade games, we might add that, but as of now it's kind of hard for us to add that within this visuals and the branding. Let's appoint a mayor to the town of Default every month. If the measure is introduced in the system, I should be first on by. Yeah, I'm not really sure about what you mean in here, but what we're actually thinking about is that potentially having like whenever we are ready with the DAO system, have a consul, maybe not a consul, but the mayor, just one guy, or it could be several guys out there who control the DAO. Like, and basically we will be providing a DFL as well as some of the royalty shares and like the funds, so that you guys can run the DAO, and there will be the voting and everything. The reason why I didn't really go for this one yet is that there is not much funds and stuff to do as of now, and we're really fully focused on everything. But as we do the new fundraising route, and as Alpaca Dash is out, as several mobile games are out, it could be a really nice idea to have something like a DAO kind of thing where you guys you can, like, it's a separate entity from DeFi Island, but like associated entity with the DeFi Island, we can do some kind of different activities, organize tournaments, do the marketing events, or use the funds the way you DAO things could be a nice thing. Your mic noise cancellation is good. Great. I'm glad to hear that. Let's do the DeFi Island special free forging day. We might do free forging and fusion day, but not like just the DeFi Island special, but like just before we introduce some cool stuff. So maybe like once the new team challenge ends, we might do that. Paintball mod could be a thing. For season 2, can we decrease the energy by 10x, increase yeah, like that's also like one of the changes that is coming to the game. That's not gonna be like decrease the energy by 10x and reward 10x, but it's gonna be like, for example, consume 10 energy, but you can potentially like 6 or 7x of the reward. Like, it's not gonna be linear, because then it will be like no one would ever use the many energies just one by one, but it's gonna be a little bit balanced, and it's gonna make sense for people who don't want to play much. Only 15 total, one for alpacas. Yeah, I guess the max will be 15. It might be a little bit less as well. We want to have all those one of ones to be super beautiful. What's the Supercellish project name? It is. It's not actually a Supercellish project name. It is actually founders of a Supercell are building that game. So it is called Army of Tactics, and yeah, that's I do believe they're on Ethereum or Polygon. I'm not really sure. I have played that just on the mobile, but yeah, we'll learn more myself. We might be doing the AMA with them on the Twitter Spaces and everything, and yeah, we'll let you know more. Yeah, shooting of the birds. That was the DFL Legacy game as well. DFL Brooklyn and me will run a DAO easy, and Satoshi is, if you get a chance to enter the DAO, because Satoshi is coming for that. Like, Satoshi is coming for the #1 spot for sure. And yeah, it's not gonna be anything about based on us. Like, it's gonna be you guys deciding who should run that. The team will have no power within the DAO. I mean, like, we're gonna be voting ourselves as holders, and the project participants and contributors, but like not as a team. That should be a separate entity that is run fully by community. With that being said, I guess we have reached the end of the questions, I guess, and we can start the giveaways. Keep dreaming, son. Time flies indeed. Time flies.